Spirits Craft here. I wanted to share with you some special things to me today. I just recently got in the mail this new book, Idolatry Restored by Daniel Schulke. It is um, one of his more accessible works because it's written for more of an article, more of a more straightforward manner. He often writes grimoires that are a lot more esoteric, a lot of big words I had to look up, but it has a glossary. I've spent about 2 years reading this book, really absorbing some of the principles. I'm really hoping that the new book, Idolatry Restored, will help me really get into this Luxorasis book more. There's a really special poem in here that I recently got to, it's near the end of the book. I kind of just got to it. I marked my spot with seed envelopes. It means a lot to me. I'm a gardener. I really like to grow these witch plants and use them, but even the seeds themselves have magical use. Here I've got these starfire mix of seeds, and to me the seeds are like the knowledge that's germinating in my mind and growing and expanding something spiritual and esoteric when I'm reading these books. So that's a little bit there. For example, in my Ars Philtron, I use my mandrake seed envelope because that book has just so much about mandrakes and other flying plants in it and witch plants in it that I just felt was really appropriate. So Lilith is a bit of a in-between figure. She is sometimes interpreted to be the first woman when God created Adam and when God created the first two people, man and woman. God gathered up dust and clay and soil from the side of a riverbed and breathed life into it, into the two, and made man and woman in its own image. Then there's the later story of Adam and Eve comes from Adam's rib. That's not the same as being a reflection of God. And so they're considered two different stories. And people think, well, what happened to the first woman? And there's all sorts of legends about that. I like to think she went out into the wild and was the parents of the people that Cain left to meet later on. When he left Eden, and when he left, he was outside of Eden, but when he left his parents after killing Abel, there were people, and he met them and married them, and I like to think that Lilith was their parentage. There's many more stories of her as a demon, running away, Samuel chasing her having billions of babies every day at the Red Sea that are killed. She's a very curious figure and a difficult one to work with. She's very demanding, and if you don't really go along with what she wants, if you don't take it take it and run with it, for some people I've read her to have become abusive towards them. But I haven't had that be the case for me. I think maybe we're a good match. I don't work with her all the time, and I'm not even honestly sure it's exactly her. Sometimes I start to wonder, is it maybe an aspect of her that my spirit familiar has taken on? Is it really the Morrigan? Because I've started to discover some things I thought weren't related to the Morrigan are just this weekend when I was in Pantheacon, Morpheus, who is of the Koru Katha Badua, was mentioning the Morrigan Maka wanting apples, and I was like, well, that makes so much sense to me because I had so many rituals of this dark figure wanting apples, and I just assumed it has to be Lilith or Eve because I was thinking all Abrahamic, but it doesn't have to be. Of course, horses love apples, and Maka is a horse goddess, so I'm starting to wonder maybe I misidentified there. In any case, I wanted to read this poem about Lilith. Oh, and also sometimes in the Irish glosses they say the Morrigan is a Lilith, a Lilitu creature. So there could be like a real similarity there. They could be the same. Even at least the Irish may have thought that they were the same figure. So let's not discount that. I'm going to read this prayer from Luxorasis that I just think is beautiful, and it had a lot of significance to the tradition I'm learning with Grace and Magnus. Some of the names in here, he has, mentioned to us. Some of these things really relate again back to the Celtic that I was talking about, to Irish. So let me know in the comments if you notice any of that. We can talk about it. Prayer of Concrescence. Being unto Lilith, sovereign, fornicatrix of shadow. Anna Lee, O bright and most dark, Lily Anna, O lowest and most high, the chapel of desire is strewn for thee, the altar of the flesh perfumed and adorned, the lamp of offering raised unto thy umbral nubility, that thy feast of rapturous desecration obtain, fornix of the 11 void aughts, I inundate thee with the one monad of lunar fire, fornix of the moon, I inundate thee with the formulaic elixirs of the threefold eye. Lil, us, zo, I, os, ma, sha, I, za. 3 times I inundate by thy lights thrice 9. I libate the plowed field with blood, speed, and fire. I name thy powers as the high offering is given, wayward and wanton, lamp-bearer, devourer of seed, mother of the hidden company of all wise, primal flesh of woman, lady of self-pleasure, wayward and wanton, lamp-bearer, devourer of seed, mother of the hidden company of all wise. I'll kind of start over there, I missed a line. So here is a beautiful drawing, also by Daniel Schulke, that goes with the poem. I want to show you some cool stuff I have, just kind of moving along. There is a bag that one of my coven mates made for me. Louise, amazing. She made this out of silk and cotton velvet, and she embroidered it with beautiful Celtic imagery. And inside I got a little surprise for you. It is a crowfoot talisman that I made. I was pretty inspired by Sarah Lawless's article in Serpent Songs. I had gotten this crowfoot a while back, and it had been drying in salt, and then I kind of polished it up with some patchouli oil. Patchouli is really good for anything funereal, anything to do with underworld, and also it really covers up other scents. A lot of people don't like the smell of patchouli, but they might like it more than some of the things it covers up, to be honest. And I wrapped the top with black wool from a black sheep and dyed black deer skin, and made it into a talisman for hedge crossing and shape-shifting into crow, or for kind of gouging with these claws, any sort of defense. It's almost like a weapon. If you've ever seen what crows can do with these, ooh, they can tear. They can really tear. And obviously, any sort of work with the Morrigan and the goddesses of the Morrigu, and I think that there's nothing wrong with doing things with stuff you found. I don't really pay a lot for some things. I do for these books, but then for my tools, so often they come to me like gifts from the spirits I work with. Let's see. I think that that's probably enough for today. I'd really love it if you guys have questions or tell me what other kinds of things you'd like me to talk about. I really like sharing, and I thought it'd be fun to make a video. I promised myself I wouldn't spend the whole evening online and that I'd read, but right here I'm already making a video. I just can't keep away from you all. Thank you so much. Spiritscraft out.